So first thing to do on this handout is let's make the instructions a little more understandable. Let's place an X. So look, I scratched out their instructions and I put place an X in all the groups the number belongs to. Okay, so we're not just going to go for the most specific one. We're going to place in all of them, right? So maybe you want to rewrite that. If you understand the instructions, that's fine. You don't have to rewrite it. But place an X in all the groups the number belongs to. So let's take a look at the first number. That first number is 3/3, right? Is 3/3 natural?
Yes.
Yes. Let's put an X right there. Is 3/3 a whole number?
Yes.
Yes. Is 3/3 an integer?
Yes.
Yes. Is 3/3 rational? Yes. Is 3/3 irrational?
No.
No. Irrational would mean a crazy decimal that goes on forever. And this is not a crazy decimal. As a matter of fact, if you think about 3 divided by 3, that's just 1, the nice natural number 1, right? Okay? So that's what you're supposed to do. And maybe if you want to check one at a time, you could do that. When you flip the paper over to the back side, you'll see that the X's are all checked off: natural, whole, integer, rational. Irrational is open because we know that 3/3 is not irrational. It makes total sense. It's a nice natural number 1. Now, in addition, hi. So not only is this backside an answer page, I also want you to write down the top instruction up there. It says, now circle the most specific classification. All right? So on the front side, I want all the possible groups that the number belongs to. And on the back side, we want to circle the most specific one. And if we're thinking about the number 3/3, which is really the natural number 1, that would be the most specific. So we're going to circle that X right there, because 3/3, the most specific classification you could give 3/3 is the natural number 1. Does that make sense?
Can we do it for all of them?
And you do it for all of them.
So
let's go back to the front page. So on the front side, we're checking off every single group that the number belongs to. On the back side, when you check your answers, we're going to circle the most specific one that you could give. Okie doke? Go for it. I do want to mention something like the square root of 12. Actually, I want to focus in on this one. But the square root of 12, is that a perfect square answer? Like, do you get a nice answer when you do the square root of 12? No. So you know that the answer is a long, crazy decimal. So the only thing you could check off for that guy is irrational. There you go. It's not.
circle that?
On the back side, you would circle it. Yes. Now,
On the back side of the thing.
the back side has the answers.
Oh, can we circle the answers on the back side?
On the answers, once again, let me show you.
No, I know, but like what you're saying is when we answer right here, we circle it right here, or we circle it on the back side?
On the front side, you just want all the X's. And on the back side, check out the instructions that I want you to write down on the top. Now circle the most specific classification. That's on the back side. Okay? So you want to first come up with all the groups that it belongs to. And on the back side, you want to continue by circling the most specific one there is. Now, I do want to talk about this guy, the 2.11111, because a lot of people think, oh, that ... means that it continues forever, and it does. So a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that that's irrational, but the truth is it's repeating, right? The 0.1 is repeating. So in order for it to be irrational, it has to be non-repeating, no pattern. It has to be a crazy decimal. So this one actually is rational, okay? So so this decimal that goes on forever is actually the fraction 2 1/9. So it is rational. I'm not going to give you any of these on the quiz, but it's just important to know. So this is rational. And compared to this decimal over here that continues forever, and it doesn't look like there's a pattern, it doesn't repeat. So right here we would say what? What is this? Irrational, right? So over here you put the irrational one. So once again, once you have all of these x's that are on the back side, once you have all the correct x's, make sure you check, you don't get any wrong. Then you could go through and circle the most specific one. And like on this one right here, the square root of 12, that's easy. The only x is that one, so the most specific one is irrational. That's it. On all these, super easy, because there's only one option. But right here, when we look at this guy, the minus 12, what is that really, guys? That's positive 12. And if you wanted to be as specific as possible, what would positive 12 be? Would it be a rational number? Would it be an integer, a whole number, a natural? The most specific as possible. Natural, right? 12 is a nice, beautiful, natural number. So you would circle that one. So yes, it is true that 12 is a whole number. It is an integer. It is a rational. But to be most specific, you would just say natural. That's why we're circling that one. Yeah. I hope this helps. I'll post the answers on Edmodo. So I do apologize. There are a bunch of mistakes on the worksheet itself, but I went through and put all the x's that belong there, and circling the most specific one. This is the front side. And the back side is right here. Yeah, so I apologize for the mistakes on the worksheet. Hope this helps.